He is also a student of history. He is drawing upon some of our most important experiences of the past. One that may be particularly relevant here tonight is that today I would say that the United States of America is the second most powerful nation in the history of the world, culturally, economically, militarily, politically. The only country that has exceeded the United States as it exists today was the United States immediately after World War II, where we had most of the factors today, but the rest of the world was largely in ashes. We could have been the Roman Empire of the 20th century had we chosen to be so in the late 1940s. But some wise people, and it was wise people across the political spectrum in the United States, had a different vision of what American leadership should be. And that was a vision that was worldwide, that we no longer lived as this isolated place separated from and protected by the Atlantic and the Pacific, that we were now fully part of the world and had a global responsibility, and that we needed to use this opportunity to develop institutions that would help to secure the long-term stability and well-being of the planet. I believe that the people who provided us leadership at that time, both Democrats and Republicans, deserve our credit. I think Barack Obama is going to draw on that experience in the American past rather than this sense of American exceptionalism, why we are different than everybody else and therefore can be judged by different rules and standards than everybody else. I think this new approach is particularly significant for the Muslim world. I mentioned earlier the fact that in his first pronouncements after being inaugurated, he recognized our special relationship with the Muslim world was significant. The speech that he gave a few weeks ago in Turkey, I thought was a particularly eloquent recognition of that relationship. I think that on the issue that the question was asked, the Israeli-Palestinian, that he recognizes several things. One is that America is not a sufficient partner to solve the Israeli-Palestinian issue, but it is a necessary partner. Just as with the Camp David Treaty of 1979, had it not been for an American president who was seen as being an honest broker, President Carter, and who was willing to make a long-term significant commitment of U.S. resources, that treaty in 79 would not have occurred. Today, the United States has an annual budget in foreign aid of approximately $20 billion. Of that $20 billion, the two largest recipients, who collectively get about $5 billion, are Israel and Egypt. And those two commitments are directly a result of the Camp David Accords. I don't know what the shape of the final plan to bring peace between Israelis and Palestinians, but I know it's going to involve some type of a long-term American commitment similar to that was made in 1979. I believe Barack Obama is prepared to make that kind of commitment. Third, Barack Obama has brought some very talented people to this task. The U.S. envoy for the Middle East is a former colleague of mine, Senator George Mitchell, who was a major factor in negotiating the Northern Ireland peace agreement, an extremely difficult diplomatic task. Senator Mitchell is of Lebanese ancestry. He was an orphan as a young boy and was adopted by a family named Mitchell. But his roots and his sensitivities for this region are as genuine and deep as Adele's. I think he will personify the honest broker trying to find a solution. A fourth factor is Barack Obama is not a person to outsource U.S. foreign policy. He is not going to rely on other people to come up with ideas that we may then either accept or reject. I think you will find President Obama, Senator Mitchell, and others on behalf of the United States being activists at the bargaining table, presenting ideas which will help stimulate the two parties towards a resolution. I think the timing is right. I have been to Gaza on several occasions. I've been to some pretty distressed places in the world throughout my public career, but few are in the same league as Gaza. I don't know how many of you have been there. It is a very, very sad place, and the fact that there is this degree of building animosity is not surprising to anyone who's experienced the life that's occurring there. Similarly, on the other side of the border, even though the current government does not necessarily reflect this, I think there is a strong core of Israelis who realize that they don't want their grandchildren to live the way they are living today and are prepared to take some risk for peace. The pieces are coming together.